Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome back to TFC Weekly, the show where we give you the weekly football roundup. But, firstly I have to apologise, so I need to get in the zone. Okay, so firstly I'd like to apologise for no TFC Weekly episodes in the last 2 weeks. Actually no, I shouldn't take full blame. Basically, the Wi-Fi in the last couple of weeks, it's been through some tough times to say the least, but you're here for the football, so let's get into the football this week on TFC Weekly, and we are going to call it TFC Weekly now because the Wi-Fi is not going to cut out again. So this week we're going to be discussing a lot to do with the Liverpool winning the league situation. Obviously, that is the main news in Premier League at the moment. So we're going to be discussing the game that made Liverpool win the league, and possibly predictions for next season when it comes to Liverpool. Who's going to win the Champions League next season? And just kind of, it's almost like a TFC Liverpool edition, mostly. But anyway, I'm here with Jack. Hello, Jack.
Hello, I'm here now.
And, yeah, welcome. Why did I do that like it's the outro? Welcome to TFC. Yeah. Okay, so for those who watch TFC Weekly, week after week, will know we normally both choose a game to review, speak about, but let's just cut to the chase. I haven't done a game because we're discussing a lot in this podcast. So I'm just going to hand over the ball to Jack, and he's the only one doing a game review. But it's a massive game, isn't it, Jack?
Just me this week. Yeah, it's the biggest game this week. So on Thursday night, Liverpool finally crowned champions. I mean, we all expect it. Not really much disappointment, but Liverpool fans will rightly be delighted after 30 years of disappointment. It was not from their own result, though. It came from title challengers Manchester City, losing against an excellent Chelsea, and Chelsea were really magnificent. I mean,
if you don't say so yourself,
but I don't really care.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Jack's a Chelsea fan, but he's allowed to say it because let's face it, they were. Like, normally I'll go have an excuse because I'm a Spurs fan, so I don't like Chelsea, but to be totally honest, they played well. I mean, Manchester City, a very tough side, but yeah, back over to you, Jack.
So the game was a very close battle to start with, but it was Chelsea who found the breakthrough after 34 minutes, with Christian Pulisic capitalising on a Mendy mistake, going on a Hazard-esque dribble and gently lobbing it past Ederson. In the second half, despite Chelsea dominating the reigning champs, City levelled from a wonderful De Bruyne free kick, but Chelsea scored the winner, with Willian converting a penalty after Fernandinho punted the ball off the line with his hand. Have you seen that thing from Fernandinho? Did you watch the game?
I actually didn't watch the game. I really should have, but I didn't. No.
Yeah, it's a good game.
But it certainly sounded like a good game. But it's obvious that Manchester City are a good side, and I'm not being funny, but Chelsea are looking to be a very strong side next season with the arrival of Timo Werner and Ziyech and seemingly a couple more players. I just wish that was happening to Tottenham when we were actually getting players that we need.
Yeah.
Because we could have done with Werner, we probably could have done with Ziyech. But if you're a professional right back, please just approach Spurs. We need a right back. Anyway, but we're not here to speak about Tottenham because they're not part of that game. So should we just transition into the game, what the game did for the table, and that was Liverpool winning the league.
Liverpool to win the league. It's a very deserved title. They have been excellent this season.
Yeah, they let's face it, I always thought they were, not from literally the off, but, you see them winning every single game, and it took a long time for them to, not win a game. Obviously, that was against Watford, wasn't it?
Yeah, they lost to Watford. That is a really, annoying game. If you'd lost to someone like Man City, Chelsea, anyone like that, then GG. But it's to Watford. I think Liverpool fans have a right to be really annoyed that that's the one game that's
draw against Everton as well on the return.
Yeah, they've drawn against. Yeah, but draws and stuff aren't really much of a problem. You've still gone invincible.
Well, yeah, let's face it.
I think they're going to break the points tally. I think they're on 96 at the moment, and there's still 7 games to go.
It certainly looks like it. So Liverpool have 7 games remaining. I guess it's for Liverpool the only motivation they now have for their games is they want to get that points record. If the issue is if they lose, let's face it, they're not going to lose a couple of their games remaining.
They don't want to make any more losses on their record because 1 loss is always better than 2, is always better than 3, is always better than 4. Even if they didn't get that 0 losses that they wanted, like only one loss is still exceptional season. I think
Yeah.
2 draws as well. It's a really good season from Liverpool.
I guess the only worry for Liverpool fans, and I'm sure it won't be the case, but the only worry would be that the incentive is slightly gone, considering they've won the league now. But the fact they've won the league, they know that's the season. They are playing, the season. They're going to probably be remembered for a long time in the future. And no matter whether Liverpool go on to win 5 league titles in a row or not, they are going to be remembered. They broke that 30-year kind of, what do you call it?
It's a duck almost.
Yeah.
Where they've been ridiculed for not winning the league.
Yeah. I'm just hoping Spurs win it now because, like, with one of
they're literally the only team in the top. What would you call the Big Six that haven't won it?
Yeah, we really do need to win, even just a cup. And I know it's a meme, Spurs not winning
anything
a cup.
at the moment for Spurs. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I'll take a Carabao Cup, man. I'll take anything. I just want a cup. But anyway, yeah.
You can't even win anything yet anymore this year because you're out the FA, aren't you?
Yeah, unless we win the Premier. That's not even possible, though, is it? No. What if Liverpool get banned and we make a miraculous? Everyone in the top 5 gets banned, and we make. We might.
What if the whole league gets banned? Then you win everything.
Yeah, we win everything. Oh, banging! Yes, please. FA, hit me up. I'll pay you 2 pence for every club to get banned. Okay.
Anyway, enough about Tottenham.
Yeah, let's go back to Liverpool because it's literally the Liverpool special basically. But yeah,
yes.
it's a massive thing for Liverpool fans. And one thing I've seen a lot of people say is obviously the world currently, or certainly England and Britain, they are socially distancing. They didn't in the celebrations in Liverpool, but can you blame them? Because to be totally honest. You see these people
there's been protests in London.
Yeah.
They're not social distancing. The players haven't been social distancing all season, like during this whole period.
Yeah.
I get the fans. They shouldn't have gone and done it. But like Boris can't have a go. He literally got the virus.
At the end
because
of the
he
day,
obviously didn't follow his own rules.
At the end of the day, it was. You see these people on the beaches. 500,000 people on Bournemouth Beach.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, and yes, just because of like 500,000 people do it doesn't mean it's right. But if they've been waiting for 30 years. They've never won a Premier League. Like obviously since they've renamed Premier League, they've never won it. So it's a massive moment for Liverpool fans, and they feel the need to celebrate. It would be sad to not see them celebrate. So they get their opportunity to celebrate. I think Klopp recently has said that they want, or he wants the fans to leave celebrations for later on once social distancing has been totally knocked off. But obviously it's been reduced to 1 meter. Listen, I don't know whether you can blame them, to be totally honest. That's what I'm trying to say.
It does annoy me though how like you see all this in the news about people going out, and yet we still can't record the podcast together. Like, can I get from Boris just a note to say that we can record the podcast in person, please?
Well, yeah,
Boris,
we literally.
If you're listening, you probably are.
Yeah, probably. He's an avid fan, and he loves the TFC podcast. He loves it. He loves it. And if you do too, make sure to subscribe. That's the second time I've said that. Yeah, make sure to leave a like, subscribe. It genuinely, and I've said this on my main channel a lot, but I don't think people that don't do YouTube realize actually how much that subscriber means to them, even if they have millions of subs, which we don't. But genuinely, your favorite creators
puts a smile on his face.
But like genuinely, every single creator will say they value. Well, most creators will say they value, like they wouldn't be a thing without their fans. They wouldn't be a thing. Very much like a football club. Which is a good transition from obviously the fans of Liverpool to the fans of the football chat. Except from the fan bases. Yeah, we probably shouldn't have done that because the fan bases are slightly different numbers. Obviously we've got billions of fans. They've got a couple. I think it's the other way around. But anyway,
no, what do you mean? Well, yeah, all our fans will be out there celebrating the fact we're back.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Outside the offices.
You would have seen my face light up, and that means but people don't really tend to pay attention. But you would have seen my face light up a second ago, and that means that we're going to change subject just slightly. We've not been recording for too long. Because it's like I switch my window. Look. And my face goes lighter. But
That's
yeah,
how people know that we're
that's
changing.
That's how people know. Okay. But next up, well, I think lastly, but we'll probably waffle on about this for a long time.
We
Who do
like
you
to waffle.
think? Obviously, Liverpool being reigning champions of the Champions League, who do you think is going to win it this year?
Well, I haven't really been following other than, Chelsea games. But I don't think they're going to win it, to be honest. Unless, you know, Liverpool did it last year. They came back against the big dogs, won 4-3. If we can do that, I will smile a lot.
You'll smile a lot. There you go. Chelsea are going to win the Champions League now after that motivation from Jack.
Mm.
But yeah, I
So
once again,
that's my problem.
as a Spurs fan, I've not really looked at it since we lost, because at the end of the day, the only reason people watch the Champions League is because they're, well, not necessarily, but a lot of the Champions League fans are fans of clubs that are in the Champions League. And sadly, it doesn't look like Spurs are going to be part of the Champions League next season.
Or the Europa League.
No, I think we'll be able to. I think we'll be able to snatch Europa League.
I don't think Sheffield United will drop off, but we'll discuss that later.
We'll discuss that later, another podcast. But while we're on the chat of Europa League, I know we didn't actually determine who we think is going to win the Champions League, but we'll fluctuate. It fluctuates. Let's say who's going to win the Europa League. It changes. We'll move. You think Inter Milan's going to win the Europa League? Is there a debate really? I mean,
possibly Man United.
Yeah.
But I think Inter have been much better this season. They're literally pushing for the title in Italy, whereas Man United are barely clinging on to European football. Or Champions League football. They'll get Europa League easy.
Yeah. But yeah, okay. So we're both saying Inter Milan, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Inter Milan.
So now the Champions League, the best of the best. Who is going to make it to the final? Who's going to win the that European trophy, the Champions League?
I think it's between Bayern and Juventus. I think Juventus have got a very strong squad, as do Bayern, and they're both won their domestic leagues pretty much. Yeah. And I think they're just the best teams.
Since Bayern Munich,
Liverpool hadn't been knocked out, I'd probably put them up there with those three. But I think those three are the best three domestic teams in the world right now.
Yeah,
and I can see Bayern or Juventus winning it.
Bayern Munich, obviously, is it 8 years in a row now they've won the Bundesliga? Is that the correct stat? Yeah, Jack, it is, isn't it? Yeah.
I didn't say that. That's really me.
Yeah, it's 8 years in a row Bayern Munich have won the not the Champions League. That'd be a stat and a half, wouldn't it? The Bundesliga. And they've not won a Champions League, but is it their year now? Is it their year? Out of them 8
Champions
years.
League.
No, I mean in that 8 years of winning the Bundesliga.
They have.
Have they?
They won it 2013.
Oh no, they did. Yeah, they did.
In 2012, they lost to Chelsea, which could happen. Again, this year they might lose to Chelsea. And then in 2013, they beat Dortmund in the Champions League final.
Yeah, Jack,
at Wembley.
Do you want to repeat that? I don't think the viewers heard.
No, they beat Dortmund in the Champions League final.
So we think either Bayern Munich or Juventus. What do you think? Put your comments in the section down below.
Put your comments in the
put your thoughts in the comment section.
Put them anywhere really.
Yeah,
just message your mum with your predictions.
There you go. Also, speaking of predictions, is Predict 8 coming back, Jack? For those who don't know, there's on the TFC football, the TFC podcast Instagram account. We did up until football was obviously gone, we did a thing where the fans can predict the different games. But we're changing it a little bit, but it is returning, I think.
Yeah, I'll bring it back.
Yeah,
I wasn't.
If you're interested,
I was probably going to wait until at least the Prem games are back. But now the Prem games are back, no reason why I can't bring it back. I might bring some life.
Yeah,
to the
if you sound interested, hit us up on the at the football chat on Instagram.
Just got to comment it on the post whenever it comes out. I'll try and do that later today.
Or possibly even message us via obviously the message button. What else is going to be like the follow button? You press follow and it messages you. But anyway, is that all we want to discuss? I mean, it's a short one.
We could do what we think, who we think Liverpool should sign, possibly.
Yeah.
There's a
We'll
couple
speak about Liverpool's transfer.
maybe next season and Liverpool transfer.
Yeah, we'll speak
What we
about
think they
Liverpool
should do.
transfers for a bit. Liverpool, obviously, a lot of people are saying they don't need to change. I personally don't believe that they need to make a signing. I don't think it's
No, they
crucial
have
that
to.
they
They
make one.
have to.
Do you really think?
The worst thing they could do now is stop while they're at the top, because you'll quickly see with United, they didn't change their team for years, and now look at the drop off. I think if Liverpool want to stay at the top, they need to swap the team around regularly. They need to keep it fresh, keep it exciting. I think maybe a better backup for Adrian.
Yeah,
Someone
that's
young,
yeah.
someone
Okay. Someone
hungry
like
who would be willing to play for
Onana.
No, no, no. I think he's too high profile. I think he'd want to start. I don't think he'd get minutes with Allison there. I think he wouldn't drop Allison for
No, he wouldn't
anyone.
get minutes. He definitely wouldn't.
He definitely wouldn't get minutes. No. So
No.
someone younger, like a very young keeper who would be willing to play understudy, but is also capable if Allison was injured. I don't have any examples, but take Alexander Nubel, for example, at Bayern. He
Yeah.
won't be coming because he's just joined Bayern, but somebody like
Somebody,
that would be
somebody
perfect.
like that with that potential.
Yeah. What else could they do with? Probably another centre back, because I don't think Dejan Lovren, Matip, and Gomez. I don't mind Gomez, but Matip's been alright this season, and Lovren's obviously like people diss him, but he has won a Premier League, Champions League, and come second in the World Cup. So
Yeah.
he's clearly can't be that bad. But maybe a centre back, possibly like De Upamecano. That could be a decent signing, or Nordi Mukiel, because he can also deputise at right back.
Yeah, I think
Another
the thing with Liverpool is
and attacker.
the thing with
Someone like a
Liverpool.
Milo Rashica could be lovely, actually.
The thing with Liverpool is that there's no way they can buy a first team player for them that's going to play really, really well without spending big bucks, a lot of money.
Well, they can rotate, and I think a lot
Yeah.
of people are linking Coutinho with a sale, but I think actually if you can get Coutinho on loan with the knowledge that he won't start every game, but he will get minutes, I think that's a good, maybe a 2-year loan for Coutinho, or even just a 1 year, because he was excellent at Liverpool, and I think he would be a great backup if anyone got injured, or if you could just rotate, and I think he'd work pretty nicely. Any centre mid, possibly another. I don't think they need any more like work hard centre mids, because you've got your Henderson, you've got your Milner. I don't know what Wijnaldum does on that side, but people really rave about him. But maybe replace him with someone. So have Henderson deep. I can't actually think of all of their midfielders, you know. I know they've got like Keita, Endo.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's someone I'm missing.
Oh God, yeah. Milner.
Yes, and Milner,
Oh,
Milan,
yeah.
all of that.
Okay. Yeah.
That could be it, you know. In which case, yes, get another midfielder in.
Yeah,
Maybe
I think
someone like
maybe a couple of people that you can rotate in and out comfortably.
Bentancur out of Juve, or Lorenzo Pellegrini out of Roma, or yeah, I think those two would be good. Or what's his face? I can't think what his name is now.
What's his face?
Ismail Benacer out of AC Milan. I think any of those three would work pretty nicely. Milo Rashica, as he's young, out of Werder Bremen, who've almost got relegated. They've got to play a playoff. I think he'd be good for Liverpool. He'd be a good backup. I think he would play some minutes, not much, but he can also play up top. So I think they're all signings I'd make.
I think that the only worry with Liverpool, and obviously it's a massive side, so that it's clear that they're not going to get like too many minutes. If you're getting a good player,
No.
I mean, unless you buy someone that maybe you could do as a little bit of, you know, like rotation around there. So somewhere like maybe centre back, for instance. But then again, they got Joe Gomez. They've got Van Dijk,
I look around
obviously.
the squad and I see places where they need to get some backup. If you look at goalkeeper, their backup's Adrian. If you look at left back, Milner, I guess. Right back, Joe Gomez, someone like that, or a youngster. Right wing, I guess you can put Shaqiri there. Striker, Origi. Left wing, also Shaqiri. I don't think they're good enough. In terms of centre mid, you've got Lallana, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. I just don't think they're good enough.
The thing is with their subs is that it would be great.
I don't think they're good enough.
Their subs might be great for a team like Southampton, but with Liverpool such an amazing squad, if they were to get some amazing,
those players would easily start for someone like Southampton. But
yeah, but what? Yeah, this is what I'm saying. It will be great them subs would be absolutely amazing for Southampton, but with the team that's such an amazing squad like Liverpool, to have an amazing, at least like a few players just are really good for backup it'd make that Liverpool squad, just the depth of it, so much better. As Jack said, goalkeeper, you've got Adrian. I don't personally rate him. I'm sure a lot of people don't. There are people that do. He's alright, but it's not always going to work. And if they can get maybe as a goalkeeper with young talent, as you said, or even someone that not really on their end of their career, but not even young talent. It's just talent.
It seems though that now all people do is buy very old bench keepers. If you look around the Prem, everyone's just got an old bench keeper. Personally, I'd rather have a really young one. And though they may be inexperienced, I get you want experience on the bench, but maybe you have that as your bench and have a third younger keeper who would play cup matches maybe rather than the old guy, and probably still play for the youth team every now and again. I mean, Alban Lafont out of Nantes, he's been excellent for Nantes this season. I think him at Liverpool, but he's only just, I don't know if he's signing permanent actually, but if he's at Fiorentina and he's not signing permanently, that would be decent. I know he's 21, so he may not want to say be understudy, but I think he would. I think he'd take being understudy for Alisson for probably 2-3 years, and then
he's a great goalkeeper. I think they can get a stronger sub goalkeeper, but I don't think they need a stronger starting 11 for me. I don't think they need that, because they've already got they're probably the best starting 11 in the world.
Maybe another ball progressive centre mid, but other than that, no, not really. Maybe a defensive one, because I see a lot of people moan about Keita, but I think that's all for transfers. Should we discuss?
I was just going to say that we're not saying that Liverpool need to make a signing. Well, Jack is, but I don't think they need to, but I think they could do with getting a couple of substitutes that just adds a bit of depth to their squad, because I personally believe that's all they can do. It's not like they need a new goalkeeper, main starting 11 goalkeeper, because they got Alisson, they got Van Dijk, they got Joe Gomez, they've got Robertson, they've got Arnold, they've got Mane, they've got name after name after name in that starting 11 that's absolutely sensational. But yeah, I think a little bit of depth in that subs bench would help definitely. Do you think they should sell anyone? Because obviously, I don't think there's a need to, but maybe there's a couple, maybe.
No, but I do think it is possible that someone like one of Salah, Mane or Firmino could go to someone like Real Madrid, and I do think Liverpool need to have a backup option so they're not scrambling around for someone. And I do think that in the next 1 or 2 years, one of those three will leave, if not two or maybe all of them. I can't see all of them leaving.
The one that I can see leaving the most is Roberto Firmino. For some strange reason, I can see him being nicked.
I think Firmino doesn't really fit in anywhere else, and Klopp clearly loves him, and I don't think he'll be as loved at other clubs as he is at Liverpool. But I think Salah will probably go to Real Madrid or to Barcelona, wherever Klopp goes. I think Klopp will leave in 1 to 2 years.
You think?
Because he's won everything he has to win now.
Yeah, yes, and I mean, it's the same thing with Pep Guardiola, though, isn't it? He's won everything that he has to win, and
he hasn't won a Champions League. Well, he's can't win a Champions League. That's where people say he's going to go. But I do think Liverpool will win the league again next season. I love the fact that people think Chelsea could possibly push them, but Liverpool just looks so much better than everyone else this season. I can't see them letting that slip. I think they'll do what City did. City was so dominant in that first season, and then they won it again the next year, barely. I think Liverpool will do something very similar. I think it'll be tough. I think City and Chelsea will come back fighting, but I think Liverpool will still put them to the title next year.
Yeah, I think that was one thing that we did say we discussed. So, I mean, that's basically your answer. I think that they'll win it again. I think, as I said, they've got a sensational squad, and I can't see them not winning next season. If they don't, then they are going to come very close, because there's going to have to be a very, very good squad that can beat a Liverpool squad when it comes to points in the Premier League.
The thing is, if you look at Chelsea, if they sign Sancho, I do think they're with a very good chance, and maybe a left back and centre back, I think they will push Liverpool very close. And I don't think City are going to have such a bad year. I think they will push very close. But I still think Liverpool are going to win.
Yeah, okay. So, is that all we want to say? I think that's all we want to say.
For Liverpool, yes, but I've got one more thing. This happened while we were away. So, everyone, if you've missed Nantes review, here's a quick little Nantes review. Nantes, during lockdown, have signed Moses Simon permanently from Levante. It's a great signing. He has been good this season. Probably been our star man, and he has joined 4.3 million. So up the Nantes, come on.
Up the Nantes. For those that are confused, we're not even going to explain it to you. We just, for those who love Nantes review,
old episodes.
Go and watch old episodes, okay? But anyway, on that very happy note, thank you for watching this episode of TFC Weekly. I've been your host, GM19. You can go and check out my main channel in the link in the description. I would say you can go and check out Jack on YouTube, but he doesn't have a channel. So instead, he would like you to subscribe to the Football Chat.
Football Chat.
Thank you guys for watching this episode of TFC Weekly, and we'll see you in the next one. Hopefully it's next week. Goodbye.